Hello, my ecom learners, and to everyone who are with me today. I am Teacher Claire, and my channel offers video lessons for students and some more varied educational contents. If it's your first time here, I'd be so glad to have you with me in my YouTube journey. So please click the subscribe button, like this video as well, and click the bell icon for you to be updated on my next video contents. To start with, here are the objectives for today's lesson. First, to understand characteristics of an interpersonal communication context. Second, to classify the different types of interpersonal communication context. And third is to analyze situations occurring to various types of interpersonal communication context. Today's lesson will be interpersonal communication. Interpersonal communication is the process by which people exchange information, feelings, and meaning through verbal and nonverbal messages. It is face-to-face communication in both physical and virtual. Interpersonal communication is not just about what is actually said. The language used or yung tinutukoy nating mensahe. Yon ang mas mahalagang dapat natandaan sa konteksto ng ganitong uri ng komunikasyon. At kung paano ang mensahe o message ay ipinasa sa kausap. How it is said is also very important. May it be through verbal o ang paggamit ng salita, and the non-verbal o ang paggamit ng mga kilos at galaw ng kamay, mukha o katawan. Remember that messages sent through tone of voice, facial expressions, gestures, and body language are to be considered para maging epektibo ang pakikipagkomunikasyon. Many think of communication as public speaking or a situation in which one speaker addresses many listeners. But it is not always what it is because there are situations where we often communicate, talk, or write to, or even just simply think and talk to ourselves. With the context of interpersonal communication, we interact with another person or group of people. Atin namang alamin ang iba't ibang uri ng interpersonal communication. First in the list is dyadic communication, followed by small group communication. Then we have the public communication, mass communication, organizational communication, and the intercultural communication. This time, let's check on how they differ from each other. Dyadic communication. This involves only two participants forming the dyad. One speaker and listener come together to exchange information, ideas, thoughts, or opinions. Meron tayong dalawang roles in the communication process na dalawang tao lang ang kabahagi. Ang isa ay ang sender ng mensahe at ang pangalawa ay ang receiver o tagatanggap nito. Ang dalawa ay magpapalitan ng mensahe sa pamamagitan ng response or yung tinatawag nating feedback sa mensaheng ipapadala ng sender. Examples of this are conversation, interview, and dialogue. The next one is small group communication. This type of speech context under interpersonal requires 3 to 15 people discussing a problem or an issue and looking for a sensible solution and plan to address such problem or issue. Sa context ng ganitong komunikasyon, may inihandang agenda o listahan ng pag-uusapan para ma-accomplish ang target na matugunan ng bawat miyembro sa grupo. May rules din na susundin to facilitate order considering that anyone from the group can be both a speaker and a listener. Relating it to classroom setting, group task is an example of small group communication kung saan ang mga mag-aaral ay nagpapalitan ng ideya sa kung paano bubuuin o gagawin ng isang naka-assign na activity mula sa kanilang guro. Beyond the classroom setting, other examples of this context of communication are symposia, roundtable and panel discussion, and small group meetings. Next in line is public communication. The difference of this type to the first two, which are dyadic and small group communication, is that in this type of communication, one speaker addresses many listeners collectively known as an audience. Sa kontekstong ito ng komunikasyon ay walang palitan ng roles between the sender and the receiver. Ang mga halimbawa nito ay valedictory address, speech by the keynote speaker sa isang event, paper presenter or presentation sa isang research conference, closing remarks or inspirational messages, political speeches during election campaigns, and speech during protest or rallies. Ang sumunod naman ay mass media communication. This refers to any of the above human verbal interactions carried out with the aid of mass media technology. Ibig sabihin, maaari itong dyadic, small group, or public communication aired via mass media technology. Ang isang halimbawa ay ang Tony Talks ni Tony Gonzaga na ipinalalabas through social media platform. Before, only mass media such as radio and television reach more people with the use of their technical systems. But with the advent of the internet and World Wide Web, mass communication now includes social media such as videos and webcasts or podcasts. Examples of these are news reporting in both TV and radio, weather forecasting, social media channels like that of Tony Gonzaga and Luis Manzano. We also have organizational communication. Effective communication is the building block of successful organizations, kahit anong klaseng organization pa yan. In other words, communication acts as organizational blood. So when we say organizational communication, it refers to conveying and sharing information such as organizational goals, plans used to achieve those goals, policies, rules and regulations, and other trivial details. Ito yung pag-uusap na nagaganap between and among members of an organization working towards common goals. Halimbawa nito ay ang mga business meetings kung saan ang boss ng isang company ay nagdi-discuss ng tungkol sa naging performance ng company for the past months. Sa school level, ang halimbawa ay ang faculty meeting, SSG officers meeting o kaya ay ang GPTA officers meeting. Other examples are team meeting, company socialization event, and work trainings. The next is intercultural communication, which refers to the exchange of concepts, traditions, values, and practices between and among people of different nationalities and ways of life. In short, ang involved sa ganitong konteksto ng komunikasyon ay dalawa o higit pang tao na nagmula sa iba't ibang bayan na may magkakaibang kultura, paniniwala, lingwahe at relihiyon. Ang halimbawa nito ay hotel employees who deal with and give service to people coming from various nations with different cultures. Conferences participated by people in different nations, like when the President of the Philippines meet with the presidents of other countries. And those are the types of interpersonal communication. This time, to check on your understanding, answer this 5-item quiz. Here is the direction. Identify the types of interpersonal speech or communication contexts appropriately described as shown through the following situations. that's it for today. I hope you learned a lot from this discussion. I'll be with you again in the next video lesson. Have a great day ahead, my Ecom learners!